Hello everyone and welcome to the Bitter Popcorn. Until recently, I loved old movies of the late 80s and early 90s. After watching all the latest movies that interested me, I still decided to return to films from the 90s. And it turned out that some of the drama and passion are not different from the modern ones. And the internal problems that they affect are relevant at all times. For example, the question about cheating in a family. It is raised in the film Fatal Attraction, about which I want to tell you today.
We were attracted to each other at the party, that was obvious.
A mistake he'd regret all his life.
Hey, honey, oh, God,
I've got to see you.
This is gonna stop.
No, it's not going to stop. It's going to go on and on.
She keeps calling me apart.
Hello?
Carefree and happy was the life of a lawyer Dan Gallagher with his young wife Beth and little daughter until that fateful day when his wife and child went out of the town to their parents.
You're not going to forget to walk him, are you?
I promise.
Having felt an animal attraction to Alex Forrest, a new employee of the company he served, he was flattered by the response of the lady and had an affair with her.
We got a drink and stuff? Okay.
How did you get out of it?
Well, you can't exactly turn your mother down.
By the end of the second day, Dan wanted to return to his family, but it turned out that she was now trapped in the death grip of a real maniac. First she cut her wrists. In a panic, Dan had to bandage her hands and comfort her. And when Dan finally managed to escape from Alex to his home, his life turned out into a real nightmare. An intriguing plot, isn't it? In general, it is time for me to open my selection of films about people with mental disabilities. How do you imagine an average psychopath in general? Perhaps this is a man walking around with a chainsaw and killing innocent victims right and left? In fact, the most dangerous type of psychopaths is a person who at first glance seems absolutely normal and even cute, and only over time you understand what demons inhabit her soul. Such people skillfully disguise themselves as ordinary people, but sooner or later their true identity appears in the light of God. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean my ex-girlfriend. Alex Forrest at first glance gives the impression of a rather charming, stylish, charismatic lady, and Dan Gallagher, overcome with the passion, does not mind having an affair with her. At the same time, he is honest with Alex and literally from the first meeting openly says that he is married and that their romance is no more than one-time adventure. It was very strange to watch how she turns from a normal sweet young lady overnight into a hysterical person caught in her veins from unhappy love. Nothing prognosticates such inappropriate behavior. Flirting with Dan, she gave the impression of an absolutely normal person who understands that an affair will last no more than a couple of nights. And suddenly, such a turn of events. After the story with the cutting of veins, she flew off the rails. There was no trace of sane, charming Alex, and she turned into a real psychopath. Turning Dan's life into a real nightmare. Will Dan have the courage to confess everything to his wife, being cornered? But I will not open all the cards to you guys. Otherwise, you just won't be interested in watching. I've told you about 10% of the plot, and the rest you'll find out if you look at the picture yourself. Dan Gallagher, the charming, young, and talented Michael Douglas, plays an exemplary family man, a happy father and a husband who, under the influence of the feelings, committed one rash act which decently ruined his life. In general, according to the initial frames of the film, in which their family with his wife and daughter is shown, I could not have suspected that he was able to cheat on Beth. It seemed that there was an understanding and mutual respect between their family. That's as if really the devil got into this. There is no other way to say.
You know, some religions think that the egg is the symbol of the soul. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Would you like an egg?
No, thank you. I got a thing about chickens.
Alex Forrest, who's by the way Glenn Close. She's also quite a famous actress who has starred in many films and has been nominated for an Oscar more than once. The movie Fatal Attraction turned out to be very strong, interesting and exciting. I would define his genre as a psychological thriller. He keeps in suspense from the beginning to the end. There are no litters of blood and scenes of violence, but there are a couple of unpleasant moments. For example, when Alex opened her veins. And also, in my opinion, the final scene. But if you're a thriller fan, I think you won't even blink when watching it.
Sean, hey, it's Ben. Look, call me back. Now.
As I said, I'm a little confused by the change in Alex's behavior. At first she seems quite normal and then a sharp 180-degree turn, while by the end of the film she finally flies off the rails. It would seem illogical to me if I hadn't met such women in real life. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Like if you liked it, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment. And see you in the next episode.